Shout out your fight date as well.
Oh, so everybody that's tuning in, July 19th, in El Mario Quijotes in Puerto Rico, the Coliseum, we're going to be fighting. Vamos a tener una gran pelea, mi gente, no se la pierdan. Si están en Puerto Rico, donde quieran que estén, va a estar live por pay-per-view. It's going to be live on pay-per-view. You guys can look more into it into my Instagram at Boxing Joey. You guys updated.
Good, good. So now we talk about some of the guys that you've been able to share the ring with inside the gym, inside for sparring.
Mhm.
What are those names?
Man, Devin Haney, Jordanis Ugas, Rances Bartholomew, Gamboa. I already said Devin Haney, Tank Davis, uh, Mario Barrios. I mean, a lot of different fighters. Luis Arias was another one. It's been a lot of top level fighters. Alberto Puello, Hector Luis Garcia, you name them, man. With it, as long as they've been in Salas's gym or they were in Vegas, there's a 90% chance that we sparred.
Yeah, I also seen you doing mitts with Coach Bullock in the Mayweather gym as well.
Yes, sir. Rolando
Who's
Romero
your
was
coach?
another one of my sparring partners.
Wow. So, all right, we got a lot to talk about here. All right. So when when you sparred Rolly and when you sparred Barrios and Tank, like, did you spar them before they fought?
So yeah, so it's funny because yeah, I did a podcast and I even talked about this. I talked about Rolando and the same thing I called for Rolando for the Tank Davis fight. Same. It wasn't like the same like same way, but it was the same outcome because I predicted the outcome for both fights of Rolando with Pitbull Cruz and then with Tank Davis. With Tank Davis, I knew that power shot was gonna come. He was gonna set him up for a counter. I've only sparred it. I can only say I sparred all these world champions, Jorge Linares, all of them, and I've only been dropped by one of them. Okay, and that was Tank Davis. Tank Davis, explosive power. I tried testing it. By the fourth round, through an overhand right, bro, I was not expecting it. I kissed the cameras. I was like, oh, damn, what the heck? I got back up, but I didn't realize. I was like, oh, dang, he caught me with it, and that's what dropped me. You know what I mean? Me and Rolando, we used to go to war toe to toe. And me and Rolando, there was a couple times where I hurt him or he would stun me, but it wasn't like, oh, he has the power to drop me. But for Tank, with the moment he dropped me and I heard they were gonna fight, I was like, man, Rolando, you're not explosive enough. You're not enough of a fighter to fight that caliber of fighter right now. It's too soon for you. Rolando has power, don't get me wrong, but he didn't have the type of power that Tank has. Rolando has an unexpected, surprising power. And Tank just has an explosiveness to him, man, that it digs into you, bro. Like it takes a part of you when he lands it. You could see it also in the fight he just had against Frank. You could see Frank was doing good moving boxing, but once those little power shots started landing, started picking, taking away a little bit of gas from Frank Martin's tank. And then next thing you know, bro, Frank was gone with that overhand left. He just dropped down, bro. I knew it was coming.
So, like, did you know that? Did you see like Frank in the gym? Because he was in the Mayweather gym as training there as well. Did you ever see him work?
So I've seen Frank. I don't like talk to her. Like I wasn't like, oh, what's up? But like talking to him or sparring with him, nothing like that. It was more like, oh, okay, he's training. I'm gonna train. I mind my own business. He minds his own business, type of thing.
You seen that display of him KOing him around that round.
I called around the sixth. I called around the sixth round. I didn't think it was gonna go to the eighth. That's what surprised me that he lasted that long. But
Do you think he
definitely,
carried him?
I would. I don't think he carried him. I think Tank just let him get tired and set him up with what he wanted. Because this is one thing from sparring Tank and hearing Coach Cal. This is what people don't understand when you literally when you hear a boxer and a fighter have the communication that Coach Calvin and Tank have, you'd be amazed because Coach Cal, the way he talks to Tank and the way Tank executes what Coach Cal asked for, it's like Tank Davis has a
Elaborate.
exactly like, for example, like Coach Cal will tell him, "Hey, don't throw that jab. Wait for him to throw his, then throw your right." And Tank will exactly do that. He won't throw the jab. He'll wait till you throw, then he'll counter with the right. But it's almost like you have a player playing with a machine. Like it's like you're playing Undisputed on your PlayStation 5, bro. Like literally, as soon as he moves that joystick or he asks for that, Tank does it. There's no pause in between of what he's asking for. Tank, I'll give him that. He's able to listen to it and he's able to execute it. He has a terrific boxing IQ, and that's what people don't give him credit. Tank is not as good of an inside fighter, has a way better boxing than what people think. But as far as inside fighting, he's not really that he has power and he can fight on the inside, but he's not as developed as his boxing ability.
Mm, mm. So initial reactions on the fight, for Frank and Tank. What are they? Do you think he sent a
Man,
message to the division? Do you think? Do you think it's like? Do you think anybody wants to fight him now? Like, what you think? And if they do want to fight him, do you think it's just for the check, or do you think they could beat him?
man, right now in that division, the only person that I see giving Tank problems is Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion. Um, I definitely see Shakur giving him problems just because I know Shakur personally. I've seen him in training camps. Shakur has a great boxing IQ. The thing is, how long can Shakur stay away from that power hand or without getting dragged into a counter shot like Rolando did? That's what's gonna determine the outcome of the fight. Either Tank's gonna KO Shakur or Shakur's gonna win by points. I don't see Shakur dropping Tank. That's for sure. But if anybody's gonna give Tank problems, it's Shakur Stevenson.
Mm. So let now you talked to us about your experience with Tank, but you kind of just jumped right into it. Can we go back into it a little bit more? Like, let me ask
Yeah.
questions upon it. So,
Mhm.
this was where? Where was this, the sparring in
This
Silas,
is
or was it in
Floyd Mayweather's gym. Floyd Mayweather's gym.
Okay, how many rounds are you going in there with Tank? And what are you
Uh,
preparing him for camp, or is it like just a random
so
sparring?
I, so the funny thing is, I was helping him get ready for Mario Barrios. I was supposed to do six. I ended up only doing four. You know, there with him. As a fighter right now, I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I'm ready for Tank." Like, let's be realistic, bro. You know what I mean? Like, as I stand right now, I need to develop my ability more. I'm not afraid. If they offered me the fight, of course I would take it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not afraid. I can rise to the occasion if it comes to